develop your communication skills as well as your leadership skills. And the speakers, there's a small request, please avoid taboo topics like sex, politics and religion. And please do not walk around during the meeting. You can probably pass strips, and when someone's speaking, you can probably give them suggestions in the ballot paper. That is like really helpful. And please switch off your mobiles or put them in silent mode. And yeah, the presiding officer for the day is Priyanka Bhatt, one of the youngest Toastmasters and newly elected VPE of our club. I welcome you, Priyanka.
Thank you, Anusha. I was actually scared she introduced me in a very weird way. I got she didn't do that. For the past few weeks, all we've been talking about are the contests which are going to happen in our club, right? And we have heard why we should participate in the contest. The first time I participated in the international speech contest is 1 year back. When since it's a contest, I really had to think a lot about what I was going to say, and I gave my script to 3 different people, got their opinion, incorporated whatever I liked. I had to actually redraft my whole script, practice a lot, and then I gave my speech. So in the end, though I didn't win, I still felt very proud of the speech that I had given that day, because I felt I had gone from here to here on that one speech took me to the next level. So that is why we should all participate in contests. But in spite of all this, few of us have decided not to participate in the contest, either because we want to go slow with our speeches or because we know that we won't be able to finish CC6 by the time the contest comes. So since we are talking about contests a lot, you might feel a little left out if you're not going to participate. But I urge you to not be left out. Though you're not participating in the contest, you can still be a part of the contest by taking up some roles for the contest. In a club contest, we have many roles, like you have the contest master, the tally counter, the timer, you can be in the hospitality team. There is a lot of things that you can do in spite of not being a part of a contestant in the contest. So all of us have joined Toastmasters because we want to be better, and it's our duty to take every opportunity we get to try out new things to improve. So I urge you all to at least be a role player in the contest, and the contest is going to happen on 13th February. By this weekend, you'll get a mail from the contest chair, who is the person who's going to head this whole contest. So once the contest chair is decided, he or she will send you a mail asking for role players, and I urge you all, whoever is not participating, to come forward for the roles. Alright? And before we move on to the meeting, I'd like to recognize the dignitary who's amongst us today. We have our district finance manager, Toastmaster Satish. Thank you, sir, for being here. And we also have a guest amongst us today, so you can tell us how you found out about the club.
So I'm Janani's brother.
Okay.
She's been talking about Toastmasters for long.
Okay.
I came to see the session.
Nice. Okay.
It's my first time.
Okay. Okay.
My name is Girish.
Yeah, she's told about you a lot. Okay. So now I'll hand over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day, who is like the MC or the anchor for the whole meeting. So this is someone whom I've known for a very long time, and she is like the personification of cool, calm and collected on stage, and you'll be able to see that right now. So I'd like to welcome Toastmaster Samiksha.
Thank you, Presiding Officer and Toastmaster Priyanka, for that very sweet introduction. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning.
So Sunday morning, 9:55 after Saturday night, how difficult is it to get out? Anyone sleepy over here? No? Nobody sleepy?
We don't accept.
We
all sleepy.
Don't worry, today, through the course of the meeting, everyone's going to wake up and start thinking about what they're going to do in 2016. That brings us to the theme of the day, Resolutions 2016. Now, every year, a bunch of us make resolutions. We think, okay, this year, I'm going to definitely get A+ on all my exams. This year, I'm definitely going to stop irritating my mom about the food we're getting at home.
this year I'm probably going to get my daughter married. This year I'm definitely going to lose more weight. How many of us actually stick to those resolutions? Nobody. Exactly. How many of us still make those resolutions? Actually, I see the younger ones still make it. Everyone else is a little more wise about them. So, I actually went back into history and I tried to understand where does this entire culture about making New Year resolutions, failing at them most of the time, but still making them again come up. If you go back to, before Christ times, you'd find out that Babylonians made promises that they would, every year, that they would stop borrowing objects and they would pay off all their debts every year. After that, the Romans, Julius Caesar, began the year making a promise to the god Janus, after whom the month of January is born. Thus, the culture of making New Year resolutions came up. And this is my favorite. In the medieval era, knights, the white and shining armor knights that we all the girls dream about, they took the peacock vow at the end of Christmas season each year to reaffirm their commitment to chivalry. Chivalry, in case most of the boys don't know, is basically a code of conduct that you have.
What?
I see Arjun laughing over there.
What?
Chivalry.
Chivalry.
So basically that's how the New Year resolution and the culture of New Year resolution came about. I encourage all the speakers and table topic speakers, even the evaluators, to use the theme of the day. And of course the audience, if all of you are awake, you better applaud at the right time, otherwise we know that you're sleeping. So for the benefit of our guests, a traditional Toastmaster meeting is divided into 3 aspects. You have your prepared speeches, your table topics, and your evaluation sessions. I'll explain each of the sessions as we get to them. But for now, I'd like to introduce our general evaluator, whom Priyanka is very nicely stepping in for. Since our general evaluator is a little late, I'll take over for him. Once he comes, he'll be the general evaluator. So, as general evaluator, his role is going to be to evaluate the entire meeting, and also to, he's like the head of the tag team, which is timer, R-counter, and grammarian. So our timer for today is Toastmaster Vinod Kumar, who's doing his role for the first time, first CL role. You can read out here.
So, hello everyone, good morning. As a timer, today I'll be keeping track of time of each TT speeches, prepared speeches and evaluations. Generally, the time allotted for prepared speeches is 5 to 7 minutes unless specified by the respective evaluators. So when a project speech is made, I'll show the green card at 5 minutes and the yellow at 6 minutes and the red card at 7 minutes. In case of table topics, the allotted time is 1 to 2 minutes. I'll show the green card at 1 minute and the yellow card at 1.5 minutes and the red card at 2 minutes. In case of evaluations, the allotted time is 2 to 3 minutes. I'll show the green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 3 minutes, and yellow card at 2.5 minutes, and the red card at 3 minutes. So, for both TT speech and evaluations, there is a grace time of 30 seconds. You can fall short, say, if the qualification time is 2 minutes for evaluation, it can be 1.5 to 3.5, and the same applies for prepared speeches. In case of table topics, the minimum qualification time is 1 minute, and you can extend it till 2.5 minutes. So I'll be submitting the timer report at the end of the session when the general evaluator calls for the report. Thank you everyone.
Thank you. Our counter for today is Toastmaster Anusha. had a very big introduction for her, but I do not have one. Please introduce her.
Thank you, the so-called general evaluator today. And my duty as the accounter is to listen to the pauses, repetitive words, and filler words like and you know, but also, etc. And I'll keep the track of the number of times you use such words, and I shall give the report when the general evaluator comes.
Thank you. Our reminder today is Toastmaster Tushar, who is also the VPM, who has taken over my post. Please read out your report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usages. I will take note of any misuses of English language as well as any outstanding uses, quotes, sayings or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is premonition. Premonition means a strong feeling of something about to happen, and especially it's unpleasant. So, okay, so that's a meaning of the premonition, and each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I'll give the word of the day report and grammatical usage report when called upon during the meeting by General Evaluator. Over to you.
On that note, I'd like to introduce the general evaluator of the day.
This is the only meeting where we have two general evaluators. Thank you for taking the role. Okay, before I proceed on to the next thing, I'd like to tell on a small note, I'd like to talk about evaluation. So evaluation, what happens outside and inside, I tell you. So how, does everyone like to be evaluated outside? Let's say, if you go out to date with your girlfriend, would you like to evaluate it? Would you like to be evaluated on your looks, on your bias? We don't like to be. So recently an incident happened where a meeting happened. I mean, it's not a Toastmaster meeting though, it's a premarital looks meeting where bridegroom comes. I mean, if everything works out, he'll be a bridegroom and she'll be bride. So he came and that guy was sitting in the middle, and there are many people like this. The bride's mother, dad, bride's mother, father's brother's mother, sister, son, and all the neighboring son, everyone were there. And that guy was a very innocent guy. He looked like I had pity on him. He was sitting in the middle and everyone started bombarding questions on him. So where do you work? He was like, I own a company. So that the other guy was like, with the little knowledge he had, he was like, why don't you work in Infosys, CTS, Cognizant, TCS? What? He was like, dude, I own a company. He was like, no, everyone says that it's a very good company. Why don't you go there? So this is how evaluations happen. They don't know little and they always try to pester you, insult you. That's the way evaluations happens outside. But when it comes to Toastmasters, it's a very different way. They do a thoughtful evaluations where a person comes here, a very systematic way. We have a tag team and we have a set of evaluators, and every evaluator here gives you a perfect evaluation. That's how evaluation. That's the way Toastmaster works. And now, when I'll give my general evaluator report in the end, and I'll hand over the podium to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vivek. It's nice to have you. Just a small change in the agenda today. TM Satish Kumar, the last speaker, will be giving his project 3 from the Specialty Speech Manual. The speech title is The Stranger Uplift the Spirit. So we're going to start off with our prepared speech session. The prepared speech session is where speakers pre-plan their speeches based on the competent communication manual or the advanced manuals that they're given. Generally, if you're a competent communication speaker, like most of the speakers today, you have 5 to 7 minutes to complete your speech. Each speech has a purpose and certain objectives that the speaker needs to achieve, which is basically the way Toastmaster trains you to become a better speaker. Our first speaker for the day is Toastmaster Joshua, who will be giving his CC2. Toastmaster Joshua is working as a senior engineer at Caterpillar Design and has been with Caterpillar for the last 12 years. He's a seeker of knowledge, challenges, and has a wonderful learning habit. With regard to his thoughts on the resolution of the day, he quotes, "Don't cry over the past, it's gone. Don't stress about the future, it hasn't arrived. Live in the present and make it beautiful." Before I invite Toastmaster Joshua, I request his evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Arjun, to read out the objectives of the speech.
Toastmaster Joshua is prepared for his CC2, Organize Your Speech, from the Competent Communication Manual. His speech objectives are to select an appropriate outline which allows listeners to easily follow and understand his speech, make his message clear with supporting material directly contributing to that message, use appropriate transitions when moving from one idea to another, create a strong opening and conclusion. The time for this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Joshua.
I'd like to invite Toastmaster Joshua to give his speech, Appreciation of Hard Work.
Good morning, Toastmasters. Fellow Toastmasters. Yes. A young, academically excellent person applied for a managing job in a big company. He passed the first interview. The managing director did the last interview and made last decision. The managing director discovered from the CV that the youth's academics achievements were excellent all the way, from secondary school to post-graduation research. Now, interview started. The managing director asked the question, "Did you obtain any scholarship in your school?" The youth answered, "None." The managing director asked another question, "Was it your father who paid for your school fees?" The youth answered, "My father passed away when I was 1 year old. It's all my mother who paid for my school fees." The managing director asked another question, "Where did your mother work?" "My mother worked as a clothes cleaner." The managing director suddenly changed his mind. He requested him to show your hands. The youth showed his hands. The hands were smooth and perfect. So he has given one more question. Have you ever helped your mother clothing before clothing? He said, "Never. My mother always wanted to me study and read more books. Furthermore, my mother washed the clothes even faster than me." He greatly said like that. Immediately, the managing director, "You have to go home and clean your mother's hand and then come and see tomorrow." He thought that the landing of the opportunity of the job is more, and happily he went there, and then he requested his mother to clean her hands. She felt strange and different feelings. Finally, she showed the hands before his kid. When he was cleaning the hands, he noticed that there are a lot of wrinkles and lot of wounds on his hand. This is first time he was looking on that. When I was looking and cleaning the hands, the tears fell on our hands. After that, he felt that this is what this wrinkles and wounds are paid for my education and achievements and excellence in his career. Immediately he went there and then he washed all the remaining clothes for her brother. Next day he went to see his boss. The boss, the managing director, noticed that the tears from his eyes. What did you learn? What did you do yesterday in your home? He asked. At the time he said like that, first I have cleaned my mother's hands and also I have washed remaining clothes for my mother. The managing director felt very happy inside and he asked, what is your feeling now? He said, now only I know that what is appreciation. Without my mother, I am not in this position. I did not achieve all the things. While working together, second one, while working together, helping my mom, I felt that how difficult to get something done. And third one, I have come to appreciate values of the family relationship. The managing director said, that's what